Oh boy, we get knee deep in the different varieties of Carolina shrimp today. I got some Panda blue shrimp, otherwise known as shadow pandas. So I'm trying to find a really good example here because they look better in real life than they do on this camera. They're still pretty young. But basically they're like the crystal shrimps, only their color spots are blue and black. Now these little guys did cost a pretty penny. They're about $100 for 10 of them, but gosh, they are just gorgeous little shrimp, and they're just gnawing away at that algae, which I don't think this algae will be as bad as it is. Not that algae is necessarily a bad thing, but aesthetically, you know, it's kind of like, eh. But they're just gnawing away at it real good. I'm getting some help from their little nearite snail buddies. Don't feel like scraping the tank for algae when I could just have somebody eat the algae. So, but these guys are so cool. They came in and they're perfectly healthy, super active, just slightly above juvenile size. They'll be breeding size in a month or two, I think. But these guys are just so pretty. So I had to share them with you guys. They're still very new to my tank. I only got them yesterday, and they've acclimated quite nicely. I got a total of 11 of them, and some of them are skedoodling on their own and checking out their new tank. And now this algae is kind of overrunning the place, which is why I got 2 nearite snails to put in this tank, because, I mean, look at the area they've cleaned already. That all used to be algae. That all used to be algae. You can actually probably see their rasping marks. So, I mean, they kind of zoom around and just act like a vacuum cleaner. Maybe I'll name that one Hoover and that one Bissell. But, point is I really like this species of shrimp, because they're just super colorful, and it's the same parameters as the crystals and the other colors. RO water mixed with the salty shrimp for bee shrimp, and then fluval stratum, because I'm hoping one day to have a gigantic just Skittles tank with a bunch of different species of shrimps, and just have like the ultimate Skittles tank, not just a few colors here and there of Neocaridina divides. No, I'm talking a bunch of different stuff, which is partly why I'm still invested in the crystal red experiment that I'm doing, because if I can get that going the way I think I can, this tank may be possible for a number of different species to be comfortably living together. So this should be really interesting. But I'm just getting the party started. These guys are second to last in terms of filling up my fish tanks, because whew, that's the last tank I want to dedicate to something, and right now it's just Jafafari and the rabbit snails in there, and a little manual, my little autosynclus. Manual, my auto. If you don't get it, you're not a car guy. Anywho, so these guys are just kind of sitting there for right now. They're going to be rehomed into a bigger tank of their own at some point. But this tank is the Panda Blues, that's the Silhouettes, that's the Crystal Reds, that's the Crystal Blacks, that's the Pumpkin or Sun-Kissed Orange, that's the Jade Green, that's the Bloody Mary Red, that's the Dream Blue Velvet, and right here is the tank where my friend needs to get this out of my house. He bought this a year ago and has not removed it yet. It's been waiting to be moved so I can go to another friend who has graciously offered me a massive tank, and if that massive tank happens to fit through that really narrow door, then there will be some really fun aquatic stuff going on in this room that harkens back to a time when I was doing some stuff and coordinating with the Department of Natural Resources. So some of you who've known me for a while know where I'm going with this, but this should be fun. But this is a video about the Panda Blues, and I'm just super happy about them. They look just like the picture.